Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Steve Collins coming to you from cloudy San Antonio, Texas, the second most powerful, passionate, and purposeful coach and speaker in the world. You know, Storytime Sunday is a very special time for me to communicate things that have gone on in life. So Storytime Sunday is where Steve shares spectacular stories of spiritual significance to increase your faith and help you to actually grow in that faith in a greater way. So here's how we're going to begin. I don't want to go directly into it too quickly till we get a few other people online, because it will seem mighty squirrely if I don't give you some well, let's say a little preview. Okay, so at the end of the day, you know, Storytime Sunday is where I share these stories, because stories are very powerful. There's a lot of powerful things I've had the privilege of experiencing over the last 28 years. And this one today, I have never shared publicly. And I was not going to. And I intended to never share this story publicly. Primarily because it'll make church folks stumble. It'll make holier than thou folks grumble, and it'll make crazy folks mumble. And so I always want to have a positive effect on people. And yet I had one of my coaching clients say, hey, you ought to tell, if you got a real wild story, you really ought to tell it. You really ought to share it, because it's those wild stories that are just as significant as the others. So I'm going to go ahead and share it with you as best I can. Now, my promise to you is every time you heard me talk about hearing from the good Lord, this living relationship, I would clarify that. So I'm just going to ask you 3 simple questions very quickly. Answer them as quickly as you can. Here's a caveat. You can't answer me with your mouth or words. Question number 1, what's your mom's maiden name? Question number 2, what is your favorite color? Question number 3, what's your favorite food? So my question to you is this: did you hear the answers? Yes, you did. You heard them in your head. Well, when you spend a tremendous amount of time with somebody, you get to know that somebody, and you get to become familiar with that somebody's voice and that somebody's character. And that's why someone might say something about one of your friends and you'd go, oh, no, she would never say that. She would never do that. Listen, I know her. She would never say that. She would never do that. You learn to discern the voice of those that you are closest to. Okay, so here's how it goes. It was at Thanksgiving 20 years ago. Angela and I had been married for 3 years. We didn't have any children yet. We had gone to my folks' house for Thanksgiving. We had gone to her folks' house for Thanksgiving. And now we were driving home to our house. So we're just minding our own business, listening to some great praise and worship type music in the car, which we still enjoy to this day. And we pass a strip club. And immediately, I just hear, go into that strip club. Like you just heard the answering the mom's voice. And I thought, okay, Flesh, easy tiger, just chill for a minute. Woo, just chill for a minute, because I knew that for sure was me. There's no way that could be the good Lord. And so I just kind of giggled to myself, and I thought, geez, man, you just had a fantastic day, a wonderful time at your parents' house, and here you are hearing this, going to this strip club. How crazy is that, right? Well, just then I see Angela in the passenger side, and she's just shaking her head, giggling. Now, I hadn't said a word, and I said, what's up, babe? And she goes, you'd never believe me if I told you. And I said, try me. What's going on? She goes, this is crazy. I said, what is it, sweetheart? Tell me. She goes, when we passed a minute ago that strip club, I thought I heard the Lord say, go into that strip club. Now, you got to remember, we're married. I'm getting lucky now. I ain't trying to play. I'm not buying roses. We've been married for 3 years. Sorry, kids. I'm sorry. All my kids are in the car. I'm not trying to say something to impress my wife. I'm not trying to say something to inspire my wife to, you know how many people on dates go, you like liver and onions? I like liver and onions. Oh my gosh, that's my favorite meal. You like Shakespeare? He's my favorite artist. You know, when people try to connect. I had nothing to gain from this, and I said, Angela, oh my gosh. I pulled the car over. I still remember where it was, off of Wurzbach Road. I pulled the car over, and I sat there in shock. And I said, tell me exactly what you heard. And she said, okay, I thought I heard going to that strip club. And I said, Angela, I kid you not, sweetheart. I said, I was just giggling a few minutes ago because I heard the exact same thing when we drove past it. She said, did you really? I said, yeah. She goes, well, we just need to pray right now and see what that's all about, because that's definitely not our flesh. And if we both heard that, you know, it would take both of us hearing it for us to have faith to believe that was the good Lord's direction. And I said, okay, let's do it. So when we talk about, we pray about, we don't sound goofy spiritual. We didn't grab beads. We didn't light candles. We didn't do anything funny like that. We basically kept it real simple like we always do. And we said, Lord, if this is you, just tell us what to do and we'll do it. We're yours. We're not ours. It's your life. It's not ours. You bought us and redeemed us, and we are yours. Our lives are yours. And we just heard it go into it. Thought, holy cow. We both had tremendous peace about it, even though it made no sense. And even though we knew that this was something that would probably be doubted or refuted or frowned upon by anybody. And we were very, very nervous at the same time having peace. Very nervous and had a lot of peace. So we pull into the parking lot, and I'm freaking out now at this point. I'm getting butterflies. Now, guys, I wear contact lenses, okay? Because I am nearsighted. I can see right in front of my face, no problem at all. I just can't see far away. And this was really funny. I said, I'm really concerned, Angela. I said, I don't know what to do because, you know, I'm a guy. I'm going to walk into this place, and I just don't want my eyes to be, I don't know what to see. And then I heard the next thing. Take off your glasses and leave them in the car. And I went, okay, there's the solution to that problem, because I can't see but a foot in front of my face. So I told her, I said, I just heard to take my glasses off. And she says, that's hilarious. Well, hold on to my arm, and then we'll just walk in and see what this is all about, because obviously this is something we've never done before. So I take my glasses off, and now I'm completely blind to anything past a foot away from me. I lock her arm in my arm, and we're walking up to this place, just looking at each other like, I cannot believe this is about to go down. This is crazy. So as we walk in, we stand in the entrance, and there's like an entryway where you pay the girl, and we're just like not knowing what to do. And we see a couple of things going on in the background in the club, like blurry stuff. And we come up and we said, how does this work? And the lady says, I don't know, however much it was for us to get in the club. Well, at that moment, there was two bouncers, Ebony and Ivory. Big brother, big white boy, huge, big bouncers. And the blonde-haired guy walks right up to us. We hadn't even been in there 60 seconds. And says, you guys need to get out of here right now. You guys are not welcome here. Oh, buddy, out of nowhere, I got fired up. I got that fire in me, and I said, we're not leaving anywhere. The Lord said to come in this place, and we're staying. And just at that moment, the brother next to him said, see, man, I told you that was with God. I told you that was with God. Leave him alone, man, leave him alone. And they walked off. And then Angela were like, oh, baby, what is about to go down in this place now? Now we're excited because we're getting resistance, and we know something's about to happen, and we have no idea what is going to happen next. All we know is that we are in massive shock because of that moment. I can't see anything. I'm locked arm in arm with Angela. We walk in, it's very, very dark. And the first thing she does is she takes us to the first little place where we can sit down at like a little table area. And so we go and we sit down at the little table area, and we just wait. I want to say maybe 2-3 minutes goes by. 2-3 minutes. That's about it. And all I can, because all I'm seeing is blurs. There's little areas of light, like 3 pockets of light where I'm sure there are ladies dancing at those pockets of light, because you could just see some movement way far away. Well, as we both are next to each other, somebody stops. You see the movement stop far away from us under this one light, and it catches everybody's attention because somebody just stops, and then they run to the back. We thought, well, that's crazy. That is the craziest thing I've ever seen. I said, Angela, what was that all about? She said, some girl just ran off the stage and ran into the back. And I said, really? She said, yeah, that's freaky. So then out comes another lady, another girl. And this girl is probably, I don't know, in her mid-20s. and she's, got a little tray like a waitress. And she says, "What are you guys doing here?" And we said, "It's complicated, but Lord told us to come in here." And she goes, "Well, you just really, really freaked out." And she told us the girl's name. And it turns out it was a girl who was the daughter. Now, we go to a little bitty old church, small. It was the daughter of one of the families that we'd gone to church with for years that had run away several months before, and nobody knew where she was or what she was doing or what was going on in her life at that time. And see, she definitely knew who Angela and I were. So when we walked in, she immediately saw us and ran to the back. And now the waitress says, "Hold on a second, you're telling me that y'all were driving?" And we told her the story. She said, "I don't even know what to say about that." She goes, I'm going to go get her. So she brings her back out. She starts crying and talking about how she was asking if God had even remembered her, if she had gone too far to come back and not knowing what to do, or to come back home, and that God would send her a sign that she could go back home. And blind Steve and beautiful Angela show up one night after Thanksgiving in this place. Well, I will tell you what happened at that point was that both she and her friend that night dedicated their lives to the Lord and walked out of that place and quit. And there's more to the story. It gets better. But let me tell you something. Be careful what you pray for. You never know who's wild enough to just be an answer to that prayer. Have a great day, guys.